if we can just about manage to actually have a stream that isn't a total slideshow. We'll see. If not, we can always change over to something different. Maybe go for Papers, Please, but we'll just keep checking to see whether this is going to be viable or not. I mean, even if someone is doing stuff in the other room, perhaps we'll get lucky and fluctuations in internet will be to a minimum. But hopefully the regulars didn't fly away while I was gone. If there is anyone in chat, don't mind me. I am humming to myself while trying to sort things out. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a problem there with stream quality. Someone in the other room was watching videos on their tablet, and frankly, my internet is absolutely horrid. That, and I'm quickly checking out a little message from someone on Whispers. No problem there. Let's have a look at the chat, see if we've got any regulars in yet, so I can continue on without talking to nothing. There we go, Autistic Mayhem. Like I was saying, I don't know how long you've catched, but I might have some troubles with quality tonight. My internet is absolutely rubbish, so even on a good day I can't stream in good quality. But there she goes. And Agent 17, great to see you coming back in there. Then again, you can't afford to go anywhere. You need that precious juice. I think, just at the moment, all we're going to continue to do is really get some, Yeah, it looks a little bit better now. I'm not getting any, dropped frames off of Streamlabs, but, oof, it was pretty bad before. If it does play up, unfortunately, I'm probably going to keep going, so feel free to tab out or something. Perhaps you can just listen. We might even change game to Papers, Please. I never thought that Minecraft would be too graphically intensive, but hey ho, there we are. Oh, and before I forget, we technically have a newbie to the stream, Autistic Mayhem. You'll learn this over time if you do stick around. I am obsessed with giving people tours of the stream. Someone could say one thing in chat, I'll pick up on it, and I will give them a tour. There's no escaping it. In fact, your stepdad got the full-blown tour. It was great having him in. So you'll be treated to the same top-notch quality tour of the world. There's loads to see. As you can see, we're just working on this cathedral at the moment, because it has been neglected for far too long. I'll just give you a little look at the front. This is probably the most impressive building on the server, so just know it's all downhill from here. I know, I know how to sell a tour, don't I? This was originally going to be based off the cathedral in Cologne, if you've ever seen a picture of that. That plan went completely out the window, and now we have this monstrosity with its ridiculously large towers and incredibly large windows. But yeah, this is kind of the centerpiece of the city. It's kind of sat over here on the west bank by itself, but I'm sure in time more and more of these late night streams. Oh wait, if the stream isn't bad quality, does that mean I can actually change the title? In preparation, I named the stream Terrible Quality. Just Minecraft, Terrible Quality. But yeah, I think do you know what? We'll just head right into the city, because frankly, there's no point in teasing you for too long. We might as well just show you what extent of the city I've built. This is Brondholm. Brondholm is the main city on this server. This server in its entirety has been the product of 3 years of work. It's a real shame I don't have a further draw distance. That'd be really good. But most of these buildings, most of them are my own design. A few of them are taken off YouTube and stuff like that, simply because they looked too awesome to pass up. So that's why they're here. There's not it's not a great deal to show, but there certainly is a lot of detail in the small buildings. In case you're wondering, these do not have interiors. I am far too lazy to build interiors for every building I design, and as such most of these are hollow shells, with some interesting exceptions, obviously. Donkey. Thank you, Agent 17, for the donkey. It gives me strength to continue on, and I'm going to need all the strength for this tour. Yeah, we've got the lovely arena here, the Limewood house that actually burned down, the other church on the hill, just above the market, across from the town hall, and then we kind of have the University Square with these lovely 3 buildings just placed upon it. And working. If you're wondering, one of my favourite designs within the city is this house here. Now this house belongs to House Edelhard, quite a powerful family within the city, and while it does use my usual modular design, it has loads of little bits and bobs there, loads of balconies and towers that just give it a wacky look, and I think it looks great. Oop. Trying to control things. You know the donkey is not free, but you need to regain that juice lead. It's because you've been giving away too much juice, Agent 17. What, if you keep giving it away, of course someone's going to overtake you. Especially the person you've been giving all your juice to. Oh dear. Well, we have sort of like the municipal square where we have the consulates, the ballot boxes, the embassy, and continuing on we have some more administration buildings as well as a large barracks, which if I took you into, frankly, you'd be looking at a ton of beds. That's pretty much what you'll find in there. One of the odd exceptions to things that do have an inside is this building here, which is actually a theatre. I do love going on the inside of this because I just think it looks so I don't know. It's cozy in here. Got the best seats in the house right now. But we'll quickly take a walk around, have a look at some of the other things about. But that is pretty much the incredible whirlwind tour of Brondholm. If you have any questions at all, do let me know, because they're frankly, I could take you over every single building in this city and let you know exactly what it's about, but that would take an eternity, and there is a hell of a lot to see. What we will do is we're going to take a hop, skip, and a jump over to the city, well, it's less of a city, more of a fortified town of Halsberg. Halsberg was one of the first places I built on this server, and as such you'll need to excuse some of the poorer designs in certain areas. But it's essentially a large castle with a surrounding town that sits on the edge of a large lake. You can see it just has this massive castle design in the middle with the surrounding town here. Just a little bit of trivia. This gatehouse right here, this is the very first thing I had ever built on this server. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Oh, good question, Agent 17. I was more specifically talking about Minecraft questions. However, in this case, I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark. And I don't know. Probably it could probably reach like 20 odd mile an hour at least. Probably faster than that because Christ, how fast can a cheetah go? But that's the fastest land animal. Then you've got things like eagles that can swoop down at ridiculous speeds. Um, what can I say? It's impossible to tell. But if just in case you're wondering, this lovely ship here is not my design. But once again, this is one of these things that was just too beautiful to pass up. But it lays in the harbour here, just outside of Halsberg, and Halsberg is like I said, one of the oldest towns within the server and within the lore of kind of this Grasslands area. Ooh, 24 miles per hour. Is someone been googling? And this sort of strange structure here is the Temple of the Ashen Knights. Now, the Ashen Knights were an ancient monastic order that came down from the north, and they settled in these lands. At the time, there was mostly tribes that roamed the area, and of course the monastic order did their best to slaughter and convert the tribes as they saw fit. However, one particular tribe defeated the Ashen Knights, and the Ashen Knights, being so adherent to prowess in combat, dutifully served the leader of this tribe, who then went on to build this large castle, and his spawn created the dynasty that now rules over Halfsburg. But moving further down, I'm just going to give you an overview of the server, because we have an incredibly large map going on here. Oh, you use Bing. How does that work out for you? Oh dear. But yeah, as you can see, we started off at the large cathedral here. Now, across from the cathedral, we had a quick fire tour of the city of Brondholm here, and you can sort of spot all the interesting little bits. Once we were finished with Brondholm, we took another quick lap over to Halfsburg here, which is on the lake, and you can see just sort of the scale of things here. And then from here we popped down all the way to the half mountain. If you're wondering why it's a half mountain, it's because I'm incredibly lazy and didn't build the other half. And exactly, is this on Xbox? No, technically no, this is not on Xbox, this is on PC. This is on the Minecraft's Windows 10 version. Now, this server itself was actually started on Minecraft 360 edition, and from there I converted it to Xbox One, and quite recently, I only started streaming fairly recently, so quite recently I moved the Minecraft server onto the PC by using the Realm system there. It's not quite on the PC, but at least I can access it now. And that's why the half mountain was not built any further, because every single block you will see in this entire world was placed by hand, and vice versa, any block that isn't there was also removed by hand. So you can imagine, no MC edit used on this world. So things such as hills, they take a lot of hours to build. Yes, so obviously we have the yeah, where are we? The half mountain. In front of the half mountain we have the small town of Laura Lewin and Faradale. You can kind of see they have hay roofs. I do like how they've updated the maps. And these large crop fields. On the other side of the crop fields we have the fortified town of Talan, Talan being home to the Horse Lords. We'll have a look at this. We'll get round to most things if we can. And even further across from that is the fortified town of Inchley. Now, Inchley is actually directly connected to Brondholm. I don't know if I've even elaborated on this, but Brondholm is incredibly big, and I have not even built a small portion of it, so Inchley is kind of peripheral to it. But we'll go and have a look at that. Continuing on from Inchley, we have the small town of Hadenborough, which is very posh. Sometimes I try and avoid the word posh, simply because it seems more of a British word, but since we have a fellow Brit in the chat, I'm more than happy to use it. We have Camille. Now Camille is known for its very fertile lands. It's also an incredibly big wine producer. And if we continue down, you can see this sort of blue line represents a what is the word I'm looking for? It represents a river. This river flows out to the sea. Now on the sea we have the city of Hjalets. Hjalets is a port city, very big on trade, and also has a slightly more temperate climate than some of its more northern neighbours. So you'll see a lot of fun designs down here, and a lot of oh dear. Oh no, I never said you were posh. It's just that with some of these American Canadian viewers that I do so love, I don't think posh is in their common vernacular. Usually I just use upper class. Perhaps I'm insulting them now. Sorry, Agent 17, Agent 17's wife, I don't mean it. But Hjalets has some lovely buildings. Quite a lot of buildings you can see the outlines for, because I've not built them yet, because I've spent an inordinate amount of time on this map, and yet, whew. Is Camille the city named after a person? No, Camille is not named after a person, in fact. I'm not sure if there is any towns or cities in this world named after a person. I don't know where you're getting that from, Agent 17's wife, but continuing down, in my recent streams we've been doing a tad bit of work here in Sam. Now Sam also deals in a bit of trade, but is mostly a fishing town, being right on the sea. So we'll have a wee look down there. That's usually where I test out some new designs. The old town of Mayhole. Mayhole used to be quite a powerful town in the south, however it has fell into a bit of disrepair. So other than the keep and loads of townhouses, there's not much to see nowadays. But moving further up, we've caught all of this area. Perhaps we'll move to the north. Tolmer's across, and it lays on the very edge of a cliffside, essentially. Not cliffside, the mountainside. And the town sort of winds up into the mountains. That's sort of like a peripheral town to Brondholm as well, although not quite as close as some of the other ones. Even further, we have the Great Lake in the Sky. Now this lake was quite a trouble to build. So what can I say? It nearly broke the server. In fact, I had very bad trouble trying to access the server because of lag, simply from all this water being in the sky here. Luckily we've got past that, and the lovely town of Varamar lays on its shores. And moving across, the hermits of Thornfield over there, we have Eastfernord. Now Eastfernord has a very large tower in the centre, big manor house is fortified, and also a very large city that sort of sprawls around it. Still a lot to be built though, there's always a lot to be built. Oh dear, are we spewing British vernacular in chat now? A polished turd. And Cornish people ruining the south. I don't know, I don't know if he wants to go by his actual name, but your stepdad was going on that he was from Cornwall. At least he lives there now. And I was kind of wondering, Cornwall seems to think of itself as like a separate country almost, so what's your thoughts on that? Oh Christ. Yeah, moving from Eastfernord, we have the little lakeside town of Haaland. Now Haaland has got an interesting export. Maybe I'll save that for later when we actually come on to it. But there's plenty of little places on the coast of the lakeside here. We have another city of Oldergard yet to be built in its entirety, but trust you me, it will be nice once it's built. I like to think about everything. And the little town of Afvalen, way off in the distance over here. This is actually technically part of another another empire entirely, completely separate to some of the creations we've currently had a little look at. Uh, so we watch a lot of television programs from across the pond. Oh, very lovely, Agent 17. Maybe I shouldn't feel so bad about trying to use common language. We'll just stick to what's good. If only I could move a tad faster, that'd be a bit fun. I'm going to show you the gates of Talan now. There's really not much to see other than the design on the outside, but I genuinely really like this sort of wall design here, as well as the rounded towers. As you cross this sort of natural river, the Breen acts as a natural moat. You come into this sort of kill zone where, as I said, these are the horse lords. Honestly, that is meant to be a horse, but being Minecraft, that's the best I could do. The Cornish are savages. Oh, I see myself multicultural, mixed culture, and 0% Cornish and proud. Oh dear. Ah, poor Cornish. Christ, I can't even think of the Cornish accent in my head, so I won't even attempt an accent there. This is the outpost of Inchley. Has a very unique design, very nice and colourful roofs and buildings. They even produce soap here. I know it's kind of a slightly medieval, steampunk almost server, but these people produce soap. That's what they do, as well as being a military base. It's strange combination, I'd say. But yeah, these buildings are very modular, but also very upper class, very posh, if you will. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a hop and a skip, and we're going to run all the way down to Hjalets. Hjalets being that large city on the south side that I showed you, at least on the map. Hopefully once we get to it, it will be a bit more impressive. Oh dear. Oh Christ, that is quite a mixed bag. Scottish, Essex, Southamptonshire, or South Hampshire. Don't know why I went for Southamptonshire. And Italian. Oh, that one comes out of the fray there. Alright, the Cornish are the alright, my lover. How are we? It's a humble former. Sort of in that grade of accent. Good stuff, I like it. Yeah, running over here, we finally come to the city of Hjalets, once it eventually pops into the fray there. Now Hjalets is a very large parliament building, which I very much like the design of, with its 4 towers and courtyards and main chamber in the centre there. So very nice. There's also quite a few tenement style buildings. Hjalets has quite a population problem, so yeah, maybe it's just me getting lazy, who knows. If I take you to the front, you can kind of see how I've designed it modularly. It's always these designs that repeat with small variations if need be. And then once again we come to the sort of the centerpiece. This is the church of Hjalets. It's actually based off a real life church in Finland, in Tampere, but I say based off of, it doesn't actually look much like it considering the roof, but I think it looks lovely, personally. And here we get to see some of the typical style for most of the buildings in Hjalets. There's some flat roof style, very colourful as well. Coming down to the front here. This is a style you'll probably see around most of the city, with these sort of large avenues I have. Yes, actually, usually, we won't, I don't know if everyone's in, but we have at least several people who usually catch my streams who have been asking if I could set up sort of a public server for us all to get on. And if you were to buy Minecraft, you'd be more than welcome to pop in and look around. I promise you it's a lot more impressive when you get the time to look around yourself. and we kind of see this main sort of street in Hyalet's with these very colourful designs. That's what I was always thinking about. It'd be very light with the this is sandstone, and very colourful as well. Being right on the sea, it has to have this Mediterranean look. Of course it does. And don't worry about the beds. Those are artifacts from a previous age when the sun would go across the sky continuously without me being able to stop it. But as you can see, this is an incredible work in progress, and there are more than enough houses to be getting on with that I have yet to do. I still need to think of some unique buildings, certainly. Brontholm has a heck of a lot of unique buildings. I think I'm lacking that sort of style elsewhere. However, I do know that this particular area just beside the church here will be somewhat of a market square, and perhaps the docks will be slightly off in that direction there. However, there's a small island that's just sort of creeping onto the side here. Now, this island in particular, I was going to have to be a little bit hilly. Yeah, it's weird saying that, hilly. But as it sort of ramps up here into a peak of a hill right here, I'm probably going to have a large manor, fortified manor on the top, which will be home to the Baron. There's sort of a divide of power in Hyalet's between the Baron, who owns most of the land, and the Parliament, who has technically the most powerful. Welcome, Mr. Limey. I don't know if you are lurking somewhere in the distance there. Perhaps he's gone away again, but I know he can't be away for long. He needs the juice. And if we hop down the coast here all the way to Sam, this is the fishing village I was nattering on about. This has been our streaming grounds recently. We've done a few buildings here, but mostly you can see these large containers here containing fish and whale oil. That's mostly what they deal in. Surprisingly though, it's not a poor town. It's quite upper class for a fishing town. With these lovely town houses and buildings here, as we can see as we wrap around now. Some of these more recent buildings that we've done on stream. However, not too much to see yet. We're going to go on a very quick fly up the river here. So check out Cypher Productions, my old building crew. I ran as a leader, was on YouTube, and we did mega builds for YouTubers. So some decent houses you can use, and they were called Castle Crafters, but that was long ago. Oh no, I'll definitely give that a little look out. Certainly I am not the best builder in Minecraft, not by a long shot. However, I do like to think of myself as one of the most dedicated. Because, like I said, everything is placed by hand here, and, well, everything was placed by me. Unfortunately, I had no help doing this, so, this is all my own mad creation. So here we have the sort of disrepaired town of Mayhole. Used to be quite a powerful centre of trade quite a long time ago, but as curtain wall around the edge has fallen into disrepair, the Lord secludes himself in his fortified tower there, and the townspeople get on with their lives. There's not too much else to do in the south anymore, other than lead a peaceful but boring life. I've sold it to you. Oh, there are technically two ways we could go. I'm probably going to head right back up to where we came from, and we're going to follow the river all the way along. Yeah, see, Agent 17, you're falling behind on your juice counts there. Agent 17's wife leading you now. And, Vlad still in third, with Sushi climbing the ranks very quickly. That man is on a mission to get to Worshipper rank. What can I say? But, certainly, if you want to catch more of my streams, what can I say? If you're interested in the world, that's certainly what you want to do. Minecraft is not the only thing that I upload. However, I am slightly limited due to my poor internet, but you're more than welcome to hop back in, and you can of course join my Discord. If there's one reason you should join my Discord, it is because of the pet photos tab. Now the pet photos tab is quite the thing to behold. If you're an animal lover, you will love the Discord. I think I actually just passed by Camille without even mentioning it there, but we'll have a wee look at this lovely green roofed church here, and its fields that expand onto this ever rising hill. It's quite a nice place to build. This is somewhere you could easily just build for hours listening to music. Oh, thank you so much, Agent 17, for putting the link down there. Yes, the Discord is a great place to be on. There's a very active community on there. You can always catch my stuff if you're on it. And like I said, the absolute main attraction, to my shame, is the pet photos. I think everyone who's on there right now is constantly waiting for someone else to upload some cat or dog pictures. It's just, it's what it's become. Yeah. Jamie isn't on it, is he? I'm not sure who you mean by that. If you're talking about your stepdad, he is on it, so if that'll bug you, you might want to stay clear. I don't know, he's not too active on the Discord, I will admit. Which is unfortunate. We do love active users. But we're taking a little bit of a run up the coast here, following this river path that's yet to be built. As with everything on this server, there's a lot yet to be built. Oh yeah. And thank you for joining the server there. I'm sure anyone who's over on it currently will give you a lovely warm welcome, and you can have a little browse. Unless, of course, you can stick around for the rest of the tour. There's still quite a bit to show you. This is the town of Tolmer. I really like the sort of fortified castle at the front here. It's not a castle, it's defense, but it's incredibly simple, but I think it has an old look to it, and quite imposing if you were heading it from this side. The only trouble I have is that I wish this this plain was ever so slightly more rugged. But as with anywhere, there's some interesting house designs in here. Mostly these two-story ones with the incredibly large roofs. I do like these here. And this little town just winds up into the mountain there, and even a nice little town hall for your consideration. Oh, absolutely fantastic. I'll stick around, for I got something to watch, nothing good on, so this is the best. Well, I do hope you do stick around. A lot of the people on this who are regulars on my Twitch channel will say they do come for the commentary, not necessarily for the games. I will take that as a compliment. Even though, what can I say? If people watched me only for the games, I think I'd be a little bit less inclined to inject personality into it, so it's always positive. We're going to take a wee walk up this strange little path here. This is actually meant to denote where the mountain range starts, so yeah. As you can tell, there's a lot of in-progress work. Sometimes you have to use your imagination. There's just some wonderful mountain range to our left here. That will probably never be built in my lifetime. Christ, you're going to have to get your building crew back together. I need to hire a team. Get this server finished. Yeah, we're going to take a winding look up to here, to the floating lake in the sky, and to the little town of Varamar, which is quite an old town up in the hillside with this dour-looking townhouse design. He's quite imposing. Many an old scholar comes here to retire so he can skulk about in his incredibly large townhouse. Like I said, most of these places don't have interiors. The most I tend to do is give them floors, maybe stairs if I'm feeling generous. I prefer streamers where the broadcaster actually speaks to their viewers, so beats YouTube. I couldn't agree any more. Basically, when I'm looking for streamers, there's two categories. There's streamers who don't speak to their audience but at least commentate. That's nice. It especially helps when they have their face down the bottom. Essentially, it's like watching a YouTuber with a face cam. You know, if they're entertaining enough, I'll pop around. But it's really nice when you get especially a small streamer who's really interactive. It's really fun. That's why Twitch is definitely the best platform. And Agent 17's wife is getting on to me there. I mean, I was totally getting into the design of the cathedral. That's about as involved as she'll be, unless I'm playing Papers, Please. And in case you're wondering, I'm a professional Papers, Please player. Not really, but I am ranked on the leaderboard now. That's a life goal completed. And we're going to take a little walk down the other side of this mountain. There will be a mountain range here called the Shards. Now, they're called the Shards because they're so damn pointy. Coming down to the bottom, we have a snowy basin where few travel through unless absolutely necessary. And this is where the people of Thornfield live. Now, these people are they like their own company. They don't often like visitors, and they don't often venture out of their little hovels here. However, I don't blame them if I take a little look inside one of their homes here. Aw, isn't it so cozy and nice? It's lovely. Aw. Although, I have mentioned this before, there isn't any ventilation, so in reality they're all slowly dying of monoxide poisoning, but let's not think about that. They can't leave because they're all brain dead. Oh dear. So we're going to travel to Eastfernord. Now, Eastfernord is the city in the north. Not to say that Varamar won't be a large town, but Eastfernord is certainly going to be impressive when it's when it's a bit more developed. Eastfernord is a very old city, and as such has these winding streets of large townhouses that all revolve around avenues that spread around this lovely tower in the middle that you'll see soon. Sometimes it's nice to just drop down to a floor level, or in this case, floating level. Whoa. Whoa. And just take a little walk through. As you can tell, I don't like doing interiors. I generally like just doing the outside. It's all for show, precisely. But yeah, you get all these interesting and funky designs that sort of wrap around these main streets that just wind and wind. There's actually some nice design here, but you can barely see it, unfortunately, just because how tight these streets are. Oh, hello there. I do have some very nice sound clips if you want to use them. I think that particular one is for hosting, if I have a quick check. Thank you so much, Agent 17, for the host. These sound clips give me the energy to continue. It's truly, it's the only reason I stream, just for the sound clips. But just to get on with it, as it were, I'll just fly up into the clouds and take you a little bit of a more aerial view of some of the buildings here. Especially do like the corner buildings when they fit in nice and well. All works just fine. And there we go. Well, I got killed for speaking to my viewers. Lol. That is the commitment that you have. Yeah, I imagine if I was certainly playing a game that was action intensive, I certainly wouldn't be able to speak as much as I do. But I would certainly try. I would do my best. Yeah, but East for Nord is one of these places that I'm really excited for, but unfortunately, other than some lovely designs, in my opinion, there's not much to see. I just kind of like these corner buildings. They're very nice. And of course, there's large manor that sort of peaks up in the center here. That will be a bit more defensible once I've gotten around to actually building the large hill that it's up on. But from there, we're going to take a little, I keep saying that same phrase over and over again. Should probably come up with something new, something fresh. But we're heading to Holland. Now, Holland is the little town on the lake, which has a very interesting production that I always giggle when I talk about. Yeah, so being on the edge of a saltwater lake, Holland produces a lot of salt, and that's what these large refinery towers here are for. Lovely white powder there. That's meant to represent salt, in case you're wondering. But Holland has some. It's got a nice style, in my opinion. It's got these sort of odd woodeny buildings on the island itself, and this is actually meant to be a mermaid statue. You can judge for yourself how close the likeness is, but hey ho, it's Minecraft. I did my best. But it also sort of wraps around into this Tudor design, or at least that's what I think of, this double in wad looking thing. The black outline and the white on the inside. This is actually meant to be an inn, but I would show you the inside of it. Maybe one day I'll get round to making a lovely cozy inn on the inside. At the moment it's just a hollow shell. There's only a few buildings which actually have interiors, such as this particular one does have an interior. If I could do every building to this quality of interior, I would. However, that would take an eternity and a half. Oh, I do apologise if I have to sneeze. I have terrible hay fever, and oh, there is that time of the year. And thank you, whoever was hosting, or testing mayhem. Thank you for the host. I do appreciate it. There are certain commands you can use in chat, by the way. If you scroll beneath my video, or whatever device you're on, I don't know how it's done, you can see that there's certain commands you can use. I will warn you though. Oh. Stay away from the stables then. I can't. The stables are right next to the inn. I mean, there's only two, and I don't think there's any horses currently stationed in them. But, yeah. That's maybe something. I should charge juice. I'm gonna put horses in the stables. I'm gonna name them. I'm gonna name them after suggestions in chat, and you're gonna have to pay me loads of juice for it. You've actually tried the commands. There was a point when I did have the commands to show you what they were, but it just didn't work correctly. So I've just got a list of them sort of in the info area. Are you on PC? Are you on tablet? If you're on your phone or on a tablet, you might want to try going to the info section. There's usually like an info section when you can scroll to. It's really a pain, I'm not gonna lie. Perhaps our lovely other two viewers, Agent 17, Agent 17's wife, can bring up a few of the commands just to show you what's available. Not that it matters. The only two good ones are donkey and hello. What can I say? I know what's good and I know what's not, and donkey and hello are top grade commands. Oh, thank you so much there. You found the games command. I will warn you, those are the games I own and can play on my PC, not the games I can stream. It says may. Now the problem is I am currently working on upgrading my internet. My internet is absolutely awful, and as such I can only stream quite low graphically intensive games such as Minecraft. I've been hovering around this right here, and this is the little island of Drakehurst with its fortified little castle in there. Now these people are raiding type people. They often just sit upon their boats, which are not currently here, and go off and raid all the other towns that line the Great Lake. But that's what they do to survive. Other than create their own crops. I'm sure that's incredibly realistic, having your own crops there, but what can I say? But moving on. Actually, I can show you Oldergard, because we kind of skipped over Oldergard. There's not too much to see there, but there is some nice unique buildings, such as the great lighthouse and bell tower that sits on the edge of the coast, and the a massive arena. The arena that's got so many seats in it you wouldn't believe, and yet it's only got a tiny little fighting pit. So there you go, there's a massive bell tower, and it's a fire pit to warn people. And have you ever played Elder Scrolls Oblivion? Now, the town of Shadenhall in Elder Scrolls Oblivion is what I based this house design off of. It's probably about as close as I could get to in Minecraft, but there you are. I've sort of tweaked the design back to my usual modular style for the rest of it. There's quite a lot of communal buildings in Oldergard, as well as some lovely entertainment for the people. They have this incredibly large arena here, which has a tiny little fighting pit down there with loads of drains, because it can get a bit messy sometimes. Oh dear. Agent 17 trying to give himself juice. That's terrible. Just fail. Oh dear. So yeah, you can see my specs there. It's respectable at least. My PC is somewhat decent. The only problem is that my internet is certainly not decent. Meaning that Christ, I can barely stream Minecraft, but I like to think I make up for it with my soothing commentary. But you can be the judge of that. Ooh, sometimes I should check my bio. What does it say? Tangerine Brigandine is a small YouTuber and streamer from Scotland. He loves video games of all kinds and enjoys playing through them and trying out new challenges when possible. Tangy loves meeting and talking to new people, to be sure to say hello. Hello! Scotland, way! Oh dear. I come from the lovely green land of Scotland. I do like to tell people the grass is so green here, mainly because it rains all the time. Oh dear. So we've come to Arthvalen. Arthvalen is a lovely little town on a marsh, and it has all these lovely townhouse designs. Strange little tower in the distance. I must do my best to come up with some unique designs here. This is one of the outpost towns of the Runic lands. As I was saying, the Runic lands belong to a slightly different people from all the other areas we've been to, and they are civilized. However, they are very imperialistic, so you would not want to be their neighbour. And moving on, it is a quick fire tour. I'm trying to get it all under one belt here. We have the town of Pit Hill, which is more of the floating Pit Hill currently, which is just a large fortified hill at the top with lovely town and market areas surrounding it. I think if I was to show you the inside, it mostly just be beds where the barracks are stored, these training grounds and storage areas. The lovely tower here, which I'm sure would be so nice if I could actually see off into the distance. But there she goes. And just in case you're wondering, actually, there's a building down here that has a green and white flag on it. This is actually a courier service for like basically a post office. If you see that green and white flag around, you'll know that the interior will be filled with loads of chests like this, just to carry letters and so on. Slightly insane, but you know, people need their communication. Humans are a social species. I'm only part Scottish, but I do have a tint of Scottish accent. Lol, it's very mixed. No, I also have quite a mixed accent myself. I lived for quite a few years at the beginning of my life down in Portsmouth, good old Pompeii. So a little bit of that accent sometimes shines through. An anti-social species. Oh, some of us. In our own interesting ways. Now that I think about it, I've pretty much showed you the best and brightest of little towns to see. So I suppose in many ways you can consider the tour over. I hope you had a lovely time flying around. I suppose for the rest of the stream, I'm probably just going to go on back to the cathedral and start building. So there we are. But I am pretty sure I gave you pretty much everything there is to see. The only thing that I may not have shown is some small little bits and bobs, such as there is actually a large building over this way that's kind of facade at the moment. There is Randalton, which is actually just down the road. I could practically fly over it to the now. And Haydenborough, I didn't show that off. But what can you say? Hopefully one day there'll just be too much to show off. I'll have to do the tours in like 5-hour sections. What I really think the goal of this server is to do is to create as much atmosphere as possible. Because I don't know, personally, if I am to drop down now and walk through this little town here, it feels well designed. I feel, you know. I'm not seeing anything that stands out as odd, you know. Perhaps the pathway needs a little bit of a touch up, but other than that, just to give it a bit more light texturing. But it's when you come into like little pathways that run through the fields here. It's all about creating that feeling that everything sort of connects together and has a purpose. Christ, you're gonna get into your jammies and then yeah, Christ. Why are there potholes in the path? Okay, there's two reasons for that. The first reason is mainly because if there weren't these sort of divots, it would be very flat. And if it was so flat, it just kind of looks strange. Trust me, it would look very weird. It just wouldn't look natural. That's kind of the whole point. The pathways always look a little bit more natural when they have these little divots. Otherwise, it just looks all too flat and, you know, stable. So I kind of add in these little divots just to give it a little bit of texture. A little bit of, I don't know, 3D here. Otherwise it'd literally just be a flat plane. You know? That's pretty much the entire reason behind it. But shall we get back to it? And also, if you ever do pop into the server, there's not many of these about, but hopefully I can add in more just to help people find their way about. There are some signposts around just to help you when you reach some of these crossroads. There's some here mainly because these pathways are actually well developed. Unfortunately, elsewhere in the world, the pathways are not so well developed. That's just kind of how it is at the moment. So while we're having a long little walk, I do think it's sometimes nice just to walk through the world. We're going to pass Red Salt Inn in just a wee little second. This is one of the earlier buildings built on the server. Not particularly pretty, but it's nostalgic for me. So if you're ever on the server, do stop by and get a room for the night. Try some of their lovely ale and mead. We're also going to pass by the quite large church here, also based on a real life church in Finland. As quite a lot of mine are. I just like their Lutheran church designs. Just sort of works for me. Oh, falling into the own potholes there. And you're seeing that flag again, denoting that we are outside a post office. Yeah, it's this little pathway here. Perhaps I've just got to add some of these side buildings in, just so that you can have like a really long continuous path that I don't know, it just looks nice. It's all well and done. Oh, well, that's not very nice of him. Thinks very poorly of you, apparently. A hobo in his mind. Good stuff. I think as you get into the actual city of Brondholm, the pathways become more developed. There's so much more detail about the place, or at least I've tried to add some. So it starts to become a bit more homely. And these are the things I need to add more around the map. Just interesting little bits, like this cart crafter. He crafts carts. And also he's got like a tiny little bed in there. He has the smallest home imaginable. Viking hobo. Of all the types of hobos, Viking hobo is probably my favourite now. So as we continue, we're going to start walking through the main market square of the town. Ah, there we are. Where we sell all sorts of rubbish. Even sheep. Hello. How are we? Yeah, I'm just going to run past them. We can even see this, I really like this townhouse design. This is one of the older designs I have on the server. I could go on for about a while. But, it's very simple, but yet looks very fancy and decorated. And this building itself is one of the few that actually does have an interior. So there is that. Ah. Isn't it lovely? Don't know why I keep going back to that accent now. But we'll continue on. I do try my best to make sure that these places have walkability, that you can walk through the town and not feel as if you're in a strange place that's not lived in. Which is unfortunate, because around this area I think there's definitely something I could do to make it feel just a tad more natural. Even these winding little bits here. Coming down now. Actually, before the map expanded, once I went onto Xbox One, this building here used to be home to the world map. No longer. This is the old world map back when it was a lot smaller. Yeah, this used to be the extent of the map, whereas now it just expands off into the absolute ether. Donkey. Oh no, he's using all his juice for Donkey. I won't blame you there. I think you need to reach 100 juice before you reach the faithful rank. However, you did join my Discord. You were one of the first 20 people to join, and that means you get honorary faithful status. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. You can just use all your juice to spam Donkey in chat. I do much enjoy that. But yeah, this is actually what the full map looks like, or at least did look like. You can see this building here was what I was going to show you. It's actually a little bit more developed now. Oh, and I didn't show you Laxenhole. Laxenhol's a very small town up here. But we can always get back to it. Meh, family friend. And once again, post office. This is actually the main post office, being in the large city of Hjalets here. Brondholm. I think I was saying Hjalets because I was actually reading off of this. You can kind of see this is where they're posting all their mail to. The other main cities around the area. And it's all, it's all very neat and weird in here. And as we pass by the imposing Edelhard house, we come down here. I've actually been trying to get this area to look a little bit more natural. I've still got to add in a few buildings just on the side here. A small family graveyard. Christ, they must have a lot of family, not gonna lie. Even little buntings that cross the street like this. And large tenement houses that rise above. We'll just continue down here and cross the street over into the west bank, where the large cathedral is, and perhaps we'll continue on with what we were doing. Okay, so we're back to our old roots. What are we thinking? I'm certainly thinking that we need to add a little bit more detail up in this top corner. Perhaps we add. I wonder if gold would work. I am wondering. And some of that. Stick with me here. Stick with me. I am doing an off-the-cuff design. It's probably going to look terrible. Where do we come down from that? If I was going to do a curve, I'd probably have to come round right there. It does curve well enough, but we'll have to see. And we can probably give that a little bit of 3D accenting. Haven't looked at there. Crested statue. Kind of get what you mean. This is kind of like the big face of the cathedral, and we do have this large imposing figure sitting in his chair there.
Hello.
You alright?
Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing.
Aye, but this does actually represent a particular figure in our lore, but we're just gonna do the sun and the moon, representing that he is ruler over all. Big memorial to him.
Okay. Shush.
But if we have any other ideas, please let me know. The big statue's head looks too small. It's unfortunate that I think it looks okay from down here, and this is where you can actually see it from. The problem is there's not really a way of making it larger without making it too large, proportionally at least. I think if you make it any larger, it starts to look a bit strange. Oh dear. But other than that, could there be anything else I'd add into that? Perhaps not. We shall see. Sort of take this to its conclusion, and then think about things from there. Oh dear. Can't get anything right apparently. There we are. Yeah, it kind of curves. I'm okay with that. if it looks a bit strange. There certainly will be some sort of window design up here. However, when it comes to windows, you may have noticed that I do not use glass. I don't know, I think glass in this game just doesn't appeal. I tend to use fences, just because it sort of represents like stained glass the way it should be with its sort of metal outline. That's kind of how I imagine it. I think it just looks a little bit better. And you can see with sort of the larger windows in the cathedral, this is exactly how I've used it, again with the same sort of design. Now certainly I could use stained glass. Actually I have used stained glass in this building here, just coming round. However, it's certainly not a it's not a block I use lightly. Coloured fences. Yeah, certainly could. The main sort of window is way, way, way up there. This is just sort of like the main mural, if you will. Just thinking to myself, what could we possibly use in that particular area? Just to give it a bit more colour. Anything nice and simple. Oh dear. Hopefully that's not too strange a curve. Adding as much of that red colour in as possible. Maybe that stands out a little bit too much. It might very well do. I don't think you ever want a design where the you can tell individual blocks just sort of stick out. I might keep the sort of like the red stripe there. However, I might actually push it back into the design itself, see if that works. Makes it look a little less I don't know, hashed together. Oh, there we are. I do think it's a little bit better when it's pushed back into the actual design. Certainly. Yeah, Cathedral and Assassin's Creed with all its little strange bits and bobs that hang out. Purposely placed ledges that are just low enough so you can get onto them. Yeah, it is much better when it's pushed back, I think. We'll probably leave the middle mural there. Probably as much as I'm going to get done on that one without overdoing it. However, now we get to the tough stuff. What do we do with all this spare space that we have? Of course, we have our main window here. We could maybe start thinking what we're going to do with that. Probably get rid of this. I was just kind of having a look at how the quartered look was. And then assuming once we get the sort of this front edge done, we can probably move on to start designing the back of the cathedral, which sort of curves round with loads of buttresses and tall windows as we have on the sides. That's always how I imagined it. But if we just open that up, what do we do with that? I think you said fences then glass. The way I'd see it is you'd probably have the fences in front of the glass. Don't know if that's what you meant. Certainly want to try a design. I'll see. Just have a look at my original design on the big front window for inspiration. I have the fences kind of behind this design here. perhaps we'll continue in that same vein, see how it looks. If we have our... Right, so we have the stone brick stair. We need to get some half slabs just for the smaller details. And then maybe after that we'll stick with our oak fences. I think that's what I've used around the place. Usually I would use the dark oak, but you always want to stick to a particular palette. There we go. Just fitting all the little bits in there. Perhaps it comes out in a kind of a... We're going to need the cobblestone walls. Bring that up to. And then we can start thinking about a center design, perhaps. I think we'll just start with a really simple design for the now, and then we can kind of tweak it as we go on. That might be an easier way to go about it. I don't think that curve's enough. Maybe we do need to see where we can go from once we bring it in. Right, so that's kind of where we have to work with. Sorry if I'm being quiet, just trying to design something, come up with something in my head, what we can do with this little centerpiece here. Try this. Give ourselves a little bit more room. We need to block ourselves in too much. You'd certainly save this for the late night stream, I think. Considering. So chill. That certainly comes around a little bit too much. I could probably do having that there. Obviously I'm gonna trim it a little bit so it's not as blocky. To the best of my ability, obviously. Sometimes in Minecraft there's just no getting away from the blocks. It's kinda how the game is. This particular one could probably be a stair. I think my controller keeps failing me. I keep trying to keep up, but it's not really inputting correctly. It's unfortunate. Alright, well, we'll close the circle and go from there. It's not a terrible start. We'll see how it develops. It's gonna have to be an upside down one almost, hasn't it? Yeah. Then one like that. Then just a single cross. That's how we're working. I think it's usually easier to start off with really simple designs and then tweak them once you have it. A bit more like that. And then we can mess around with the outer designs. So for instance, just of little embellishments here and there. Sometimes trying to copy a design but flipping it can be really, really strange. I think it's like that, isn't it? I don't even know, it's hard imagining that. If you can kind of see what I'm going for. Then that would wrap around like this. And then it always faces in. Maybe I need a little bit of light in the back just to see how it looks. Nether fences, red cross. I don't know, I've not been particularly looking at chat. I've just been in a world of my own a little bit, haven't I? I think I'm just trying to get down something that looks somewhat interesting. Do it around in the circle to make it a bit more 360. I'm not particularly going for much colour in this window. Certainly could, but I don't feel there needs to be much colour. I might add a little bit of glass in the back, maybe. Maybe I'll think about it. Could be nice. But for now it's going to be quite drab. All stone. Dunno. It's my preferred style. As dull as possible. Means I don't have to think. It's always easy to do more dull designs. But then again, I like to think dull designs are slightly more realistic. Don't give off as much as a fantasy vibe. Wrong way. Wrong way. There we are. Yeah, I could have done a trident. Yeah, they do kind of look like that, I suppose, don't they? There we are. And keep adding around. Keep adding around. But no, do keep giving your suggestions. I'm trying to pay attention to the chat when I can. But sometimes I'm just trying to focus on what might look nice, what might give off a interesting design there. See, I do kind of like that. There still needs to be a little bit more interest in this tiny area here. Just a tad though. Nothing too special. Maybe even just something as simple as that might just clinch it. Just that simple. Now if I waddle on back, perhaps we can see. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. I don't know if it looks just as nice from the ground. We could certainly do something with the centerpiece, but perhaps the center area there. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. What do we think? But perhaps we're going to do something much more colourful in the centerpiece, and that's why it's not got as much detail in there. Perhaps that was what I was going for. I could always try just go for the fence posts anyway. Just do it the way I always do it. Well, I'm glad you like it. We're going to try the stained glass, because I do think it'll be nice to add some colour in here, but I'm not particularly a stained glass enthusiast, so if it doesn't work, we're probably just going to revert back to the tried and true method of doing tons and tons of fence. Actually, I've technically done that the wrong way around. It's meant to be a yellow cross on a red background. Darn. Yeah, if I haven't mentioned that before, the city colours of Brontholm are red and gold, sort of an orange colour. This palette here. So you'll probably see some flags and that strewn around the city. But I was thinking I could do that nice design again. Oh, they couldn't be any more patriotic, these people. It's just everywhere. Well, in fact, the very name of this church itself is actually devoted to one of the founding members of the city, the Cathedral Bolus. Yes, the cathedral has a name. All my juicy lore will be unveiled in time. Maybe that's what I should do. I should charge people juice, and I'll give them little bits of lore. I'm just going with like a really basic design here, just to see what it looks like. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm convinced by the glass, but we'll give it a little bit of a go. Neither am I, lol. I'm a mimic builder, so we can build anything by looking at... Yeah, I do like especially some of the churches I have around are based off real life churches. Ooh, I do like that, especially the centerpiece. However, the edge, at least the edge, certainly needs a little more colours spruced up in there. I don't know if we can get away with only red and yellow. Maybe we can give it a bit of a try. Like I said, none of this is final form. I'm just trying to add in interest where I can. Well, that's interesting. That was actually meant to be in here. Certainly takes on a bit more colour from away. Does anyone have any ideas what colour I should add into this sort of outside circle? I think the classic red and gold in the middle is just fine. However, well, it's orange, but you know what I mean. It's gold. Might as well be gold. Maybe the outside edge couldn't have some real funky colours. Is it that? Yeah, it was that area. Just something really simple like that. Maybe it could work. Still though, I think it might need a bit more colour. Just in sort of these extremities. I do like just the really simple yellow and red in the centre. Certainly it takes on a bit more life from further away. However, perhaps there does need to be a third colour on the outside. Just to make it stand out a tad more. What's that in there? Oh, that is glitching out for some reason. That's fun. Always good. This is actually on a server itself, so little graphical glitches are probably quite common. Like I can copy a half design and do a mirror image. Well, it made me important in my old build crew, but it gave me gave up Minecraft. I would say I do have a lot of imagination, but what I would say is that if you look at quite a lot of my buildings, except for a good few, there's definitely a way I build, like a method I use, I always call it a modular style of building. Everything is sort of derived from the same pattern, which is done over and over again in a larger sort of structure, and then after I've done that, I'll go back and add in smaller bits and bobs just to make it look as if it wasn't all copy pasted. And see, there we go, we get this lovely shading glitch that comes in and ruins the fun. How annoying. Maybe add some orange glass. Well, oddly enough, we are using the orange glass. I just keep referring to it as gold. What I was thinking is maybe we could get away with some purple. Some lovely purple on the outside. Just where to add it. Just give me a little second. I'm thinking... I don't know if I can run over here and come back. Just wait until that's out of picture. And that chunk unloads. There we are. We're just gonna save and quit and go back in because that wee graphical glitch is annoying me to no end. Then try the yellow. Okay, maybe I'll try the yellow, but frankly, I'm gonna go for this purple. I have faith in the purple. There we go. Shade no more. But where? But where do I add the purple? Do I just add it to the two inside bits? Although those are still flickering quite annoyingly. What can you do? Can't win them all. Oh, I am dunking myself. I think it looks quite nice. Maybe we'll add a tiny bit more of purple. Just on the back side, perhaps. There we are. Oof, no, I can feel it. It is very hot currently, and that is very strange for Scotland. Bit of a heat wave going on. Don't know if that's the same down in Cornwall as well. But it is too warm. Too warm. Yeah. I think I'm going to start going a bit overboard with the purple, but it doesn't matter. It's a lovely colour. You'd saying I'm trying to interpret the chat here. When you say try the yellow, should we oh, you're saying purple isn't different enough. You think should I maybe replace the purple with a blue colour then? Maybe make it stand out real good. And when you say try yellow, maybe do you mean replace the orange with the yellow? Make things a bit more vibrant. Is that what we're trying to go for? So I could certainly give that a go. I think it looks nice now, but there's no harm in seeing if we can't make it look a bit better. I have passed all the glass, I'm sure. Yes. There is teal colours, certainly. Go for the yellow instead of the that colour there. Yes, try blue or teal. We'll try blue first. We'll replace the purple with blue and see if that makes any noticeable difference. Please ignore the graphical glitches. Glass has this weird thing where you can see the front of it but not the back of it. And it seems to be having trouble keeping that. It's kind of annoying. But I think that's mainly because this is an online server. That may be why. Oh dear. I don't know how much more the blue will stand out. Unfortunately, glass is well, glass is see-through. It's not always going to give off the color perfectly. Although that does make a difference. Do we think it looks better with blue? I don't know where it's best to look at it from. Do we look at it from up here, where we can actually see through it, like that? Ooh, now that I look at it, that does look a lot better. I definitely think that looks a lot better, do we? The only thing I want to have a look at is, does it look better from the ground? Because obviously... well, it's certainly got a lot more colour from down here. You can't see it very well. And unfortunately it is doing this annoying glitch thing. Maybe if we go up to one of the balconies. Yeah, I think that looks very nice. Now, should we replace that orange? Do teal on the left half. Okay, I'll try a teal on the left half. See if that looks any better. And then after that we can try the replacing the orange. Oh, darn, keep removing stuff. We can replace the orange with the yellow, see if that really makes things pop. Oh, just destroying everything. That's probably what I do best. There we are. Now let's have a wee look back, see if that looks any better. So what do we think? Noticeable difference? I think I may prefer normal blue to the teal on the left there. And if we hop back down to the... oh, there's a balcony here that we can just about get to. I think I personally prefer the darker blue. Yeah, I think I prefer the darker blue. I'll wait for chat, see if you agree that the darker blue is the superior blue. And then we can try the orange as well. Replacing it with the yellow. Because I think the yellow will stand out a lot more. I'm not sure if that will necessarily be better in general. And then again, we might only want to replace the periphery orange with yellow rather than replacing all of it. It's actually parts where I can barely tell if it is orange or not. It's kind of unfortunate. Blue's darker. Can't really see cyan. Yeah, I get that. You like the teal, but the blue's nice too. I have to say, I'm definitely on team dark blue here. We'll see if the yellow looks a bit nicer. I'm going to go back in and replace some of these areas. That should be a bit easier. And one more up the top, and then we'll take a little look back and see if that has finally done it. That annoying graphical glitch. There we go. Does that look better? That yellow around the outside certainly stands out a lot more than the orange in the middle. I suppose we could always replace the orange in the middle, but very colourful. What do we think? Peritus TV, how are we? Yellow is the only colour I can't see, I'm afraid. Really? You can't see the yellow splodges around the edge? And then there's the orange in the middle? It might be the orange you're talking about. Yes, yellow gives it more light. Do you know what? We'll go and replace the orange cross with the yellow, and then we'll see if that that works better. Whew, I think Minecraft's having a tough time of it back here. It's not enjoying all this glass. DJ Rico, DK after as well, hello as well. I think this is actually pretty funny. I think I've still got the name of the stream as Minecraft Terrible Quality. So yeah, you can be the judge of that. Oh dear. I think things are having trouble loading in. So do we think it's better when I've replaced the full window with the yellow? From what I can see now, it definitely stands out a lot more. That might just be the way to go. What do we think? Which is yellow? Yellow is pretty much everything now, so hopefully that stands out a good bit more. I like it like it is. I think that's really colourful. Stands out. I think once we do some of the more decoration around the side, that'll really be a nice drawer of the eye. Yeah, yellow is much better. Definitely Agent 17's wife. I full-heartedly agree with that. If only I could get out of this balcony. But yeah, the only thing that we have left to do in that case is to figure out what our filler will be then for these 4 little panels. Once we've figured that out, that's pretty much most of the this front end of the cathedral done. Which means we then have to get onto the, well, the back of it. Oh, and if we do have any people sticking around in chat, there is a very large world for you to see. So, I don't know. Tell me in chat if you want to get a tour of the world, because I absolutely love giving tours. It is, it's probably what I do most of. About 10% of my time on this world is spent building, another 10% is spent looking around, and then full 80% giving people tours. Especially myself, I do love the tour. Ooh. Crested floral pattern for feller. You'd probably have to elaborate on that. In fact, if you would like to send something to Discord, like maybe a picture in the Discord would help me figure out what you mean by that. Unfortunately, I'm not an expert designer, so sometimes really getting that feel of something. I do call it filler, though. It doesn't have to be fantastic. Agent 17's wife wear the more build, less tour. Oh, I know. It's probably because you've seen the tour so many times. You're too used to the getting the tour every 5 minutes. That's the problem. Someone new pops in chat and I'm instantly like, come on, tour, tour, tour. I can't help it. I love flying about the world. It's so beautiful. Oh dear. But crested floral pattern. If I knew what that meant, I would certainly go for it. Lovely flowers going about. That could be interesting. Yeah, you're just enjoying choosing the colours. Yeah. What can I say? It's got some lovely colours now. I think that's mostly down to Agent 17's wife's excellent colour choices. I would like to say I inputted a little bit as well, but yeah. We've got the hard bits done. I mean, this design is very nice. I think it's quite imposing. Loads of things to draw the eye. And for the most part, this exact design will be copied on the other side, except for details like the statues and some stuff like that will be changed. It's sort of like it is on the towers here, different statue designs. But frankly, most of these statues are literally just higgledy-piggledy. They're not actually meant to be anything. It's more about interpretation. Oh dear. I will have to think of something.
Donkey.
Oh, we have a donkey. I'm gonna find it. Space Master 7, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, that is 45 follows. We're so close. We are so close. May you be forever faithful. And certainly, if you enjoy what you see, I will be doing this a lot more. Perhaps on another day when Agent 17's wife isn't so engrossed by the colour choices, I can give you a full tour. But I'm still trying to think what we could possibly do for this filler. Perhaps I should go for something more structured. But oh, we have a picture pending, I do hope, on the Discord. That way I can get a much better idea of what Mayhem is trying to tell me. But while he sends me what he's going to send me, I'll probably just perch myself in a lovely picturesque spot, just so people can get a little bit more of a look around over the large market square here. I'll just plump us down. Ooh, right on the church stairs. I think it's a nice view. Whether you do is totally up to you, I suppose. Huh. Okay, Mayhem, I kinda get the You'll notice I keep calling you Mayhem. It's because autistic Mayhem sounds strange if I keep saying it. Aye, I sort of get the pattern, but certainly that might be difficult to put onto the side of my building as a single piece. Perhaps I'll think about it, like, maybe I'm gonna try and wing it. We'll wing it, as I usually do, and if it looks absolutely awful, maybe I'll take your advice. But we'll see where we get. I mean, Christ, I've been winging it up till now, so can't be that bad an idea. Just gonna go for it with my incredibly dull color palette. Grey, grey, and slightly lighter grey. Yeah, everyone calls me Mayhem. Well, they wouldn't be calling you autistic all the time. That'd get slightly offensive. It's just an example. Alright, certainly we could try just going for a simple design. Actually, what we probably want to do is we probably want to use the windows, the focal point. Any design we do really should sprout out from this main window. It would be foolish of me to do otherwise. Certainly. What I'm probably going to do is just do another divide that just comes diagonally down from the window. Not necessarily as something that's going to stick around, more just a marker that'll help me keep things in place for the future. Oh dear. Dearie me. Yeah, well that's the thing, a lot of people don't take offense to that sort of thing. I do my best to be as open and kind to people that pop into chat. I save offensive jokes for places where I know they won't go amiss. There we are. Sort of the spider web design like that. Just give me a little second to tab out. There's annoying pop-ups that keep happening for me, so I have got to do my best to fight against them. There we go. Right, so that's just kind of a separating it out into its 4 quadrants, and each of those is split in half, and then maybe we can figure out some nice design from there. Hello again, Peritus TV. I'm starting to think that this is a continuous cycle of getting raided by Electrical Longboard, who I'm fairly darn sure is a bot. So it's like, this bot has really taken a liking to my channel. Maybe it's finally grown human AI capabilities, and obviously its first choice was the greatest Twitch channel on the website. What can I say, guys? I am chosen. There we go. Just thicken it up around there. Thicken it up. Yeah, it's a lurk bot, exactly. Usually, because I have the juice currency, as you know, I'll usually see Electrical Longboard kicking around in there. I do my best to delete it out just to make sure that you know, it's all usual. Oh, a host and raids. Oh, it's an interesting bot. Very functional. Although it seems to have brung the same few people back. It raided originally, everyone's like, oh no, not Minecraft. And then they fled. They fled from the channel. And then Electrical Longboard, the glorious bot that is, it gave him a slap on the wrist. It was like, oh no, no, this is quality content, you're going right back. Oh dear. I'm trying to keep that similar sort of design, although I think I am continuously screwing it up. There we are. And we're just going to branch out from the little middle bit. Oh god. Yeah, you sometimes get it as well. I don't know if it's technically because I'm very close to being on very close to being affiliate, but not quite there. And we also have these two, DJ Rico here and Peritus TV, who have popped in and messaged the same thing. Perhaps they are elaborate bots as well. That's maybe the one problem I do have with the bots. Sometimes it's hard to figure out whether they are bots or not. Oh dear. Oh, the only problem with that design is that I can't mirror it because can't do it up and down. Oh dearie me. I'll check your floral design in a little second there. I'm just trying to wing it as long as I can. There we are. So maybe we'll continue along, continue on with this sort of pattern. Kind of like that. Nice and simple. There's not many designs I do that are actually very elaborate. It's mostly simple stuff. Which I think is a testament to it. You can do a lot that looks very nice without having to learn all fancy patterns and all that sort of stuff. And then we can sort of branch out from this part, maybe go like that. Now I have to figure out how I've done this. Then we sort of came back on itself. Very simple. And oh, that's going to be really difficult to actually fix. I'm kind of have to try and make these as friendly to the way I'm using them, because kind of difficult to use it like that. Moves. No, that's way off. That is way off. TM Skies, I love you. That is very nice. That's very nice of you. Although slightly strange. I'm not sure if you have ulterior motives now. They're gonna find me dead in the back of some van somewhere now. Oh dear. Well, that was the thing I was gonna say. I really love streaming on Twitch just because you get pretty much instant communication with people if they pop into your stream. And for the most part, that's been really good. You know, I think I've only had one negative experience with someone popping into the chat. That was actually last night. It was kind of a strange one, to be honest. Very strange one. Other than that, it's all been very positive. You know, people who don't like what I do, you know, they just go about their business. Normal day in the UK. There we go, trying to build this out. Maybe I'll continue on like that. I'm trying to use mostly the blocks and stairs because if I use the slabs, they unfortunately can only be done in one orientation. It would be really, really nice if Minecraft had some sort of feature where I could actually change the orientation of the stairs. That'd be so nice. There we are. It's almost like little tendrils sort of peeking out. Gotta make sure they'll connects up eventually. So the things on that side. I mean, like I said, I'm just sort of winging it at this point. There's no design that I'm going for. It's all just if it looks good, go with it. That's kind of the way I play the game. It doesn't look too bad. Perhaps gotta have a little bit more structure to it though. Perhaps with that there. Try and add these all in. There's only so much you can do. I mean, if it looks nice, it'll look nice. If it doesn't, I can just tear it down and start again. There's always that possibility. Although I'm starting to think I probably want to avoid that. But certainly if I'm going to do it that way, I can probably take a little bit of that meat out of there. Kind of like that. But now I've got to figure out how this even works. That's up. And that's away. So these ones will be up like that. All very simple. So if this is coming furthest out, that means it'll be in this one and in this one over here. Just gotta keep pulling yourself away, just in case everything starts going to hell and all of a sudden you've built the worst monstrosity Minecraft has ever seen. I ham sometimes, don't worry. So I like these tendril designs. The only problem when you do go with one of these I don't know, I keep calling them tendril designs, I suppose, is that it all just looks a little bit stuck on. Like there's not much structure to it, there's not much colour to it. You've really got to watch out that it doesn't look too well, like I said, tacked on. It's kind of what the feeling you get sometimes when you look at them. Now I'll be facing inwards. There we are. Well, the problem now, if I'm going to actually copy that around, it's rather a uniform. Just trying to think how I can mask that properly. Let's do a little count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it out. And like I said, it's just, is one of these people in chat, are you guys doing this to me? Are you bringing on these raids? Because Christ, there's too many. And I don't think I'll be able to hold the attention of these people. Not with Minecraft. I think a lot of people come into Minecraft servers and they're just scared away. Too easily. There we are. And then it sort of flies away like that. All nice and easy. Jesus Christ. Well, it's not that there's anything wrong with raids. The only problem with raids, especially the ones that I do get from Electrical Longboard, as of recent, is that you just don't tend to get anyone who's really interested. That's the problem. You know, there could be like 7 odd people on one of these raids, and yet no one really sticks about. It's unfortunate, but I understand. Yeah, there's definitely gonna have to be some color to this. If you can kind of see that design down here, definitely gonna need some color. And then we just keep going away, keep going away. And bring it around. Like I said, it's always winging this sort of design. You're never going to get anything beautiful right off the bat. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice pattern, but oh, try and not drown myself while I'm doing this. Yeah, certainly need some colour. Maybe add some of the colour I had down the bottom. Some of that dark red is really nice. Probably try and accent it. That's maybe what I'm gonna go for. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Just it'll be like every couple of minutes it'll be like, you have been raided by Electrical Longboard, and then it'll be that DJ Rico and Peritus TV do the exact same few messages. I'm starting to think, is this bot raiding me with like 8 other bots? It's just I don't know how many bots there could possibly be. All this time I thought Agent 17 and Agent 17's wife were real people. Turns out they were just incredibly well designed bots. Oh, Nina. Well, maybe they aren't all bots. Did I build that? Yes, I certainly did. Not that it hasn't taken me an eternity to do, but eventually, after a long time, we have the cathedral, and well, there's also the city, but certainly the cathedral is the main point in the city. The city is amazing in its own way, simply because there's so much of it. But come on, Agent 17, get the tour signs up. Do a tour. Yeah. Oh, that's just it's one of my favorite things to do on this server. Who wants to build when you can just tour people around, just around the main city? There's a lot more to see, by the way. This server is the culmination of about 3 years of work. So if you thought the city of Brontolm was nice, we can also continue on to see many other things, such as the town of Halsberg here. Halsberg is a very ancient town that sits on the edge of a great lake. So it's situated a large castle on a hill with its surrounding town, and then a lovely little harbour where strangely large boats are helped. And if you want to see a quick overview of the world, we can actually go to the world map. Now, the world map is where we can have a quick overview of some of the areas that we've seen and the ones that I may or may not show you in the future. Oh, it's looking a bit strange at the moment. Maybe it'll fix itself. But we started over at the cathedral here, and we took a quick fly over the main city. I don't know why the grids are there. It's really annoying. Ah well, it'll just have to do. But we flew over the main city. We took a look at Halsberg here, which is on the Great Lake, and there's a lot more to see, such as the lovely wheat fields. And also some little extremity towns, such as Enchley down here, Talmar over there, the Great Lake in the sky up at Varamar, East Fernord in the north, and of course the large town of well, actually it's more of a city here, of Hjalets. Now I'll quickly explain that. Thank you so much, Nina, for the follow. We're so close to 50. Thank you. But the city of Hjalets is on the sea. The sea isn't there, but it will be built at some point. And as such, it has a much more temperate climate than the rest of the world, and also home to a lot of trade. So very interesting cultures meet here. Perhaps we shall have a little walk over to Hjalets. It'll take us a little moment to fly over. In fact, that will be our next stop. However, on the way, I'm sure we'll pass by some interesting things. Just gonna go over the fields. Plenty of crops for all my imaginary people. And even some large facades of the towns that are yet to be built, such as Talan here. Also passing by the fortified town of Enchley, an extremity town to Brontolm, which is the large city you saw at the start. And once again, moving down to the south, we shall follow the purple brick road. Oh. Yeza, this is my first time here, and you're a really good builder. Well, thank you so much. A lot of what I build tends to be it's usually designed in a very similar way. So I use modular type buildings. Some buildings I will build kind in a different style, but that usually tends to be when I'm trying to emulate a real life building, that sort of thing. But darn, this trip takes a long time, especially at the speed you move on when you're using a controller. It's most unfortunate. Oh, come on, perhaps we could try and move a little faster. We're passing by sort of the little hub town of Ailing here, yet to be built. It's all a work in progress, but eventually we're going to make our way down to Hjalets. Hjalets is going to be a city. Unfortunately, there's not too much going on at the moment, but it certainly does have these nice tenement-style buildings here, as well as the large Parliament building, which has its 4 corner towers, these lovely courtyards that sort of span the middle, as well as the middle assembly there. So, like I said, kind of using this modular design, a lot of repeating patterns that kind of make something look really nice, yet kind of realistic. And of course, on top of the hill, we have sort of the prize of Hjalets, their church. This church itself was actually designed off of a real church in Finland. It doesn't particularly look much like it, but it's close enough. It's unique in its own way. But yeah, like I was saying, Hjalets has a bit more of a temperate climate, so it can afford to have these sort of flat-roofed houses. As you can see, this allows for a much more colourful design. As we come down, we'll take a little walk through the streets. All sorts of wacky designs. Some work a bit more than others, but altogether I try to make it into somewhat of a world. Yeah. And we can have a little look down at the sort of like the main street of Hjalets as it is. These lovely sandstone buildings with their you know, sort of the usual modular design that I go for. Loads of colours. That's pretty much what we're going for. And as you can see with these outlines, there are definitely a lot of buildings to be built. Too many, in fact. Far too many. So, yes, I used to be a decent builder myself, but I haven't played in a few years and just started to play again. Oh, you can't build anymore. Well, I imagine it will come back to you fairly quick. These things are sometimes inbuilt talents. Oh Christ, it seems I keep getting nominated because these people just keep showing up, and as long as they do, I suppose I'll keep showing off what I have. But yeah, Hjalets is kind of on the sea. If we continue just along the coast here, we'll come to a nice little fishing town and market town of Sam. And this is kind of where I've been doing a lot of building recently for streams, just showing off how I sort of my building method. Like I said, it's very modular. I try to add in little flourishes where I can, but even with a modular design, you can get some really unique stuff going. As you can see, these containers are meant to actually hold fish and whale oil. And as we take a further look down the sort of this lovely street here, we can see all these townhouses. You'd never think that a fishing town would be so upper class, eh? And these were some of the buildings that I made on stream, just to show off how I do it. So I think continuing on, we're just going to follow this lovely river here, which has no water in it. A lot of this server is a work in progress. This is the culmination of about 3 years of work, and I had to do it all myself, so there's only so much I can build in 3 years, and you're seeing pretty much all of it right now. The little town of Mayhole there that I just quickly breezed past used to be quite a powerful town, but nowadays it's unfortunately fell into disrepair. And as we're sort of continuing up this way, we can always take a large loop around. We'll probably be coming up right behind where we were to begin with, at the large map. You can see all these these makeshift rivers with no water in them. But what can you do? And there's mayhem going on behind me with the cats. Those two things will destroy this flat eventually. Oh dear. I think as we come to this river here, this is actually the River Breen, which runs through Brondholm. We'll eventually catch up to Randalton, a nice little town on the hillside here. Not much to show, but at least there's some unique designs. I always love unique designs. But what I can definitely show you is the town of Oldergard. Now, Oldergard is,
Donkey.
Oh, we have a donkey, but I'm not seeing a donkey in chat, which means I will take just 1 second to look. Rasputin Zero, thank you very much for the follow. It helps so much. Essentially, we're so close. May you be faithful. If you enjoy what you see, you can definitely stick around. And of course, I think Agent 17 has been an incredible help in chat there, showing off the Discord where you can well, you can find stuff for me, but mostly it's mostly for pet photos. The city of Oldergard here, with its sort of like dark and vibrant design, and its lovely lighthouse slash bell tower. Like I said, work in progress, but at least it has a lovely design for the large arena here, where I'm sure thousands of people will watch 2 people in a tiny little space there hack it out. What could possibly be better? But continuing on, we shall fly across the Great Lake, as I have done many times tonight. I'm starting to think this this tour needs to be curated. Maybe I've got to hire a few more tour guides to help. 'Cause darn it gets tiring. Of course, I never tire the world. I just tire of Yes, as Agent 17 put down there, I am working on making this world open for people to join themselves, and I'm sure people would love to have a little walk around and see these things a little closer up. If I hop down here, we're in the little seaside town of Haaland, with these large tanks here, which are actually distilling salt. So yes, this town produces salt. Read into that what you will. And it's also home to one of the few unique statues I have, which is of a mermaid. You can tell me how good the resemblance is. I did my best. That's about all I can put on that. But continuing on, it sort of has a unique style on the island itself here. But as you go into the main part, it sort of diverts into more of a Tudor style, which I do like so very much. I think I could probably make a much larger town than I was originally anticipating, just because I love this style so much. And it's also home to where I was first testing out the red nether brick when it was first released for Minecraft. I think it's pretty interesting. And should we continue on, maybe I shall once again go on a long trip across the Great Lake. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to give private tours while you're actually in the world. Now that would be interesting. Oh, we come to Drakehurst, which is home to the raiders of the Great Lake. These people are not very nice. They'll raid the towns that dot the coast of the Great Lake and plunder and pillage. They're simple people who are just trying to get by, but in doing so, they certainly make life a living hell for others. What can you say? But truly, this is quite the lake to traverse. I did have to create this lake essentially myself, so that took longer than you would expect, much longer. And we finally reach the other side, and we're gonna follow the purple brick road all the way up to the other side, where we're gonna come to Afvalen. Now, Afvalen is technically part of a completely different empire, if you will, than what we've seen so far. It's actually part of the Runic Empire. Now, the Runic people are very warlike. They're certainly civilized, as you can see by their lovely townhouses, but I think the best word would be imperialistic. You do not want to be these people's neighbours, because they do think they're better than you, and they will conquer you. So yeah. Think of that what you will. I do like the townhouse design. I think I do need to put a few more unique buildings in here, sort of unique market or perhaps, but I do like the tower. But continuing on, we're going to go to a little fortress almost. Yeah, ask me any questions you want. I am willing to answer them, whether they be Minecraft or what I had for breakfast today. Ask away. This is Pit Hill, or in this case, Floating Pit Hill. Trust me, someday this will be grounded. But this is essentially the outpost of the Runic Empire, the very tippity edge of their expansive empire that's split in two. And we can see they have these large barracks buildings, these training yards, and of course a lovely tower so they can look out upon the world. It's just a shame the draw distance isn't so good in this server. And eventually it will be sort of like the military outpost on top, your sort of trade and stuff in the middle, and of course the lovely residence on the bottom. I think the phrase is shit flows downhill, so I think you can understand why that particular tier works the way it does. Do I need a rehab being due to being mayhem? I would not know, sir. Perhaps that's perhaps it depends what particular thing you abuse. I think sometimes we all abuse things. For me, it's certainly Minecraft. I abuse it to its full extent. And maybe we'll just take a little large trip all the way up to Eastfernord, which is a large city in the north. If you do hear background noises, I unfortunately live in quite a small flat, so there's not too much we can do. Just say a very big hi. And everyone, and including my near neighbours, will probably hear you. So we're going to travel right across the sea again, all the way over to Eastfernord in the north. Unfortunately, there's no quick way of travelling other than to get out the coordinates, but perhaps that is something I should figure out. For the future. For the future. I'm sure we'll see Eastfernord pop up in the distance at some point. It's a very old city, and there's in fact quite snowy up here. There we go. Finally, we have the manor house of Eastfernord, followed by the city down below and surrounding. Unfortunately, there's a lot to be finished here. That will come in time. But just to give you a little insight, Eastfernord is certainly filled with absolutely tons of these townhouses. And try to give out nice colourful designs and that sort of thing. Oh, hey Sushi, I missed you there. How are you? Yeah, I'll just take you a look around some of the narrow streetways of Eastfernord. It's all very tightly compact. I try and add in as much colour as possible. It's all very drab. For the most part, like I said, sometimes you get a wacky colour like yellow in here, and I just I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Maybe I should change the colour, but I don't know. It's too wacky. It's fun. But moving on from Eastfernord, we're going to travel across the snowy fields where the hermits of Thornfield live. They're not particularly into company, so there you go. And once we pass that, we'll just quickly give them a little shout hello as we pass by. Hello, how are we? Yes, they just like living in their little hovels there. They don't much care for the outside world. We're going to travel over this large peaking mountain where this is actually part of what's called the Shards because they're so tall and pointy. We'll be coming to the the large lake in the sky, followed by Vadamar, the lovely town that surrounds it. I do like the townhouses in Varamar because they have such an imposing design to them. Oh, my controller refuses to work today. I can kind of get that large imposing feel by this, but I'm sure one day as you walk the streets of Varamar you'll be overshadowed by many of these buildings. Unfortunately, we only have one sort of row of houses currently built. Perhaps one day. Perhaps one day. Oh, but we have kept quite a good number of average viewers, strangely enough. Maybe I've finally managed to entice a few people to stick around, which is a good a cause as any to head back to the oh dear, if it ever get moving. Maybe we shall head back to the main city. In fact, Sushi, you can see what I've been working on because we've done a little bit to the cathedral. I think it's looking good. Oh dear. So yes, as we follow the purple brick road as always, and through the city gates there, we shall then eventually come upon the cathedral, which shall no doubt pop into view any second now. There we are. Well, there's some big imposing towers. So I've been asking Agent 17's wife to help me as much as possible with these colour choices, and we've got this lovely front bit of the church to go so far. We've designed the bottom half. It's mostly just the top half to go, and we're whittling away with our strange designs. Oh dear. Whew, my. Perhaps we could add some other little details in. Thank you so much for the donkey, Sushi. It keeps me going. It is my lifeblood. I can only be fueled by the sound of donkey. But once again, we're sort of in an impasse. It's difficult to tell what I should really put into these empty spaces. There should definitely, absolutely definitely be more colour around this area. And maybe in total, but my oh my, where do we add those in? Perhaps we could get away with some more pillar designs. Perhaps a bit more colourful though. Actually, I may have an idea. And it's certainly going to pop out a little bit more. Yes, the donkey now costs you juice. I'm afraid I had to. I feel the juice was becoming slightly too easy to come upon, especially with a certain someone giving it out so easily. Not to name names. But this is where we are, this is where we are going, and just gotta figure out a few more tad bit of designs, if I could ever get these words out, about this front face here, and then, well, it's just the back of the cathedral, and then we have the largest building in the entire world finally finished. What a feat that would be. Christ, those cats just keep running back and forth. I think they're training for some sort of marathon. Certainly. Do we have any ideas? Any ideas at all about what we could put in this lovely empty space? I'm trying to rack my mind, but nothing's particularly coming to mind. I think time is definitely what's going to make the best out of this this front facade. But yes, definitely more colour. Perhaps, I'm just thinking about it now. I want to see if this makes it look any better, whether this adds to it or slightly strange looking. Just wanted to see if surrounding this, giving it giving it a bit of a red outline made it look any better, or if it just sort of took away from the main feature. Ugh, it is an incredibly hot day, especially for Scotland. You alright? You coping?
Yeah.
Do we have the windows open?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we even have the windows open, and it is absolutely boiling in here. I don't know what it's like over in America or Canada there, but strangely warm, even for summer. Oh dear, I'm just destroying everything. Oh, drifting off. Yeah, I've still got to have a look at that. Certainly, if it's good, I'll always come back. I'm no stranger to destroying things and building better, if it does have to be done. I wonder, does that red light outline add to it, or does it make it just look strange? It's hard to tell. Sometimes you gotta be a bit careful. Oh, it's been insanely hot over the past few days, but it's stormy today, so that's not too bad. Not bad at all. How warm is it for you? Really, 28 degrees. Jeez, oh. Whew. And that's down in Cornwall. I think it's quite similar up here, at least in the 20s. And being Scottish, we are not used to any weather over 20 degrees. That is, of course, Celsius. If you happen to be one of these people who use the inferior Fahrenheit system. Oh, you like the red. Oh, good. Yeah, I definitely wanted to add some colour. It's just that I don't want the main window design to be sort of taken away from. That was my only worry in particular. Certainly got to keep thinking what I can add. Perhaps I will take a quick look at what Mayhem sent me. Otherwise, I'll probably never get round to it. Okay, he's literally sent me a dancing tangerine as fantastic. Thank you very much. And where are you getting all these photos from of these designs? Seems as if they're almost Minecraft specific. But that is an interesting one. Could certainly give it a go. Actually, it has given me a slight bit of an idea that maybe I'm going to do a little bit more filler. Oh, a refreshing 16 today. Jeez, oh. That is a nice temperature. 16 degrees, like you can walk outside with shorts in 16 degrees and not be completely overdone. Oh. I don't know if that Discord message came up on the live stream there. Probably did. I forgot to put myself on Do Not Disturb. That Sushi plugging his stream. But then again, I think that was on his own Discord, so I'm not going to blame him. What other colours do I have? Can I maybe get away with some nice other greys going about? Because certainly I do have the where is it? The bedrock. Now the bedrock really fits into the much darker grey I have on the sides, and that might be what I want to put on the top here to really bring it back into the main building. That might be what I do. Maybe it could easily be a half and half sort of thing. That's certainly an idea. If I just do another quick circle around, trying to keep the distance. The distance is correct. Oh god, no. Oh. Honestly, this DJ Rico, I can't tell if he's a bot. If he's not a bot, he's very prone to using emotes. Isn't a fan of using the text. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to look that up afterwards just to check. I'm assuming it must be a bot because it probably has like bots on that channel just so that if no one's really watching, you can still get raided with a couple of views at least. That's probably the way I see it. And we can go for that. Nice and simple. I think I just want to see if this will work because I might just change the background up. Ooh, that could be nice. Adding a bit more to the background. Even if it's just small little touches. Maybe don't need to go as drastic as I was thinking of going. And we'll see how this works out. Bring that down to there. Of course, one on the other side, if I'm not going to destroy every bloody block. And we'll even get the one on the side there. Maybe I should mirror onto all the pillars there just to see if that looks better. They have to stay active in a non-chat to do another raid, so they're not bots. Oh, that's actually quite interesting. True, but I thought the more they chatted, the more points they got. Huh. Perhaps. Honestly, it might just be that Minecraft is really, really not their thing. They hate it with a passion. Who knows? Otherwise, I have not a clue. Very strange. Even get that a little bit in there. But yeah, that is interesting. Maybe I've got to look at how this bloody how some of these bot channels actually work. Because it is interesting. Maybe there's a few people I can help out who I know are needing a few a little bit of exposure. And I'm gonna go out on a wild limb and say that it is Agent 17 who keeps nominating me for this bloody raid thing. And I will say thank you. Seems we're not getting too much success, but definitely the exposure is always helpful. It just means if someone who did happen to like my sort of designing streams popped in, it'd be nice and easy for them to find if they wouldn't find me any other way. There we are. This... You'll have to tell me if this just looks weird. I'm kind of just trying out designs at this point. I can always go back and change this sort of thing. It can be difficult to tell what actually looks strange and what doesn't. Maybe we'll get away with this one. Just trying to add a bit more colour to it, really. That was the entire point. It's definitely succeeding, but whether it looks good is an entire different dimension. Oh, these evil kits. That's pretty much all the cats do at the moment. They just sort of bound back and forth between the kitchen and the living room, chasing one another. It's pretty fun to watch. Try and have a guess how many times they're going to do it before they eventually get bored. Because they do not get bored easily. I'll tell you that. But then again, it must be so lovely being a cat. And sleep all day, get plenty of pets. And, well, these ones get fed an absolute mountain of food, apparently. It's mainly because I'll wake up, you know, or just before I'm going to bed or something, and I'll feed them. And then my girlfriend doesn't know I've fed them, so then she'll feed them. And then by the time we actually ask each other, have you fed the cats today? It's like, yes. They've been fed about 5 different times. But maybe that's a good thing, because eventually they'll just get really fat, and they won't be able to do their whole darting back and forth. I'll have a nice, lovely, quiet background for streaming. I'm purposely sabotaging my cat's health, just for the streams. Huh. 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 Yeah, every other one has actually got a 2 gap. And these ones on the sides are the only ones that haven't got a 2 gap. Oh god. Oh yeah, Agent 17's going there. I finally won the host and they keep coming back, to be honest. I think they just wanted some points for winning. Needs more red. Okay, I will Right, there we are. Jeez, oh. Yeah, the bottom one's a bit odd now. I'm gonna have to expand on that one. I'm trying to read chat, but I think I've fallen behind a bit. I'm too busy monologuing about my bloody cats. Oh yeah, if anyone's still watching that hasn't been on the Discord, go to the Discord. You won't regret it. If you love cats as much as I do. Oh, ice cream. I could definitely do ice cream. Jeez, oh. Like, just, it's too boiling. Too boiling. Okay, so Agent 17's wife said it needs more red. Maybe I'll add red to the extremities of this. It's going to be very colourful, though. Very, very colourful. There'll be a 2 gap there, won't there? So that'll be nice and lovely. Aha. Yeah, so if we're needing more red, I've still got these little in-between sections that I can try and add red into. Maybe, should I go for the usual pattern? I think we need to break the pattern. Like that looks pretty nice, I think. You know, it's not overly extravagant, but it's definitely it works. If someone else showed me this, I wouldn't instantly never talk to them again. Just completely cast them out from the friends group. It doesn't have to be a lot of red, just more than now. Okay, so you need more red. Just a tiny tad. I'm starting to think that we may just go for stick with me here, because this is going to be a pretty weird design choice. There are many weird design choices I went for in the past, but this one might be strange as well. Basically, we're going to have a strange sloping roof here. I probably shouldn't bring it out as much as I am. I'll probably just keep it at the 2. Yeah. Something that sticks out but it's not too intrusive. Keep bringing it down. What's the gap? There's a 2 gap. There we are. Yeah, but that brings it to quite the height. Maybe I will get rid of this little bottom section, because there is a lot of space in that bottom section. If we bring that round, that means we'll be curving. Just let me sort of add markers. Nothing permanent, just sort of markers to help me figure out what I'm doing. Might help you figure out what I'm trying to do as well. And do tell me if this is like the ugliest thing you've ever seen, in which case I will quickly revert. Oh god, they keep coming back. Hello, how are we? It's like, it's the fact, the reason that I was wondering if they were bots is because they keep putting the same emotes in there. It's like clockwork. Yes, how are we? DJ Rocco and Penitus TV. We're back again. Oh dear. Yeah, you can kind of get what I'm going for here. This strange sort of roof. Which, let's face it, doesn't actually cover anything, so calling it a roof is a bit of a stretch, but I'm gonna call it a roof anyway. Try and get that last corner in. There we go. Maybe just fill up that last little bit there. We could certainly add a little bit of red or something like that. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna put the chat into emote only mode. You can all just be like them. It's brilliant. Howdy. My god. You okay? You boiling? Right, there we are. I will stop, but will they? Do a few of the redstone ore in the pillars you just made. Oh, what, you want more? Actually, no, that's a good point. Maybe I'll turn these into like the other pillars, so we'll go back to this design. What are you doing, Mabel? What are you doing? Crazy kiddo. Right. Let's add the 3, that's where the redstone ore would go. And then 3 up again. And we'll keep the redstone ore consistent in this case. We'll see how it looks. Perhaps it'll look pretty dashing. Who knows? Maybe I should have it in a slightly increasing capacity. Like that. And then I could have the I don't know, one here as well. Yeah. Maybe go for that instead. See if that looks a little bit better. If you'd prefer. Yeah. No, they've moved over here. It's top HCF is just watch my stream. Oh Christ. That's what to do. Come over to my stream and advertise your stream. Can be great. I wonder how effective that will be. Maybe I should start doing that. To be fair, I kind of already do that in sushi streams. Pretty much advertise my stream. Oh dear. But then again, that's far more reciprocal. And plus, he brings it on himself. I don't know how, he just does. Just does. I just realised I've actually gotten rid of the redstone that was there. Alright, is that an offer? Agent 17's wife, are you good with the, Alright, we're going yes. Yes for this, definitely. There we are. I have no idea how much of this chat I am missing. All I know is that, my viewer count is fluctuating incredibly strangely. Jesus. It's boiling, isn't it? Yeah, we are both sweltering, slowly dying off. Scottish people were not made for this heat. There we go, so where are we going? We're going 1 up. Oh dear, no, don't do that. Don't like it when it does that. Really? You've got it behind there? Over there. Oh, I love these cats. They're bloody menaces, but I suppose gotta love them anyway. There we are, and we'll add the little roof to these as well, and then I can figure out what I'm going to do underneath the little archways to give a little bit more colour. Then I'm sure the rest will go from there. Oh. Following random streamers before ending it all. When you say ending it all, yeah. Gonna skip over that one. Oh, love the stream though. Yes, gonna have to keep the stream going forever now. Thank you so much, Yonish, for the follow. I do hope you've got a twisted sense of humour, otherwise do I need be concerned. There we are. Move myself back down. And do my best to try and get these stairs in, but it's absolute murder. There we are. Finally. Oh, can't get in there. This is the life I lead. Struggling to put together things in Minecraft. That'll be written on my epitaph. There we go. I'm just doing my best. More stream, more juice. Yes, exactly. That's the way to think about it. I will have to go off fairly soon. To be honest, I don't know if I'm going to get much sleep. I mean, Christ, I don't usually get much sleep, but considering the heat, this is going to be quite a tough night. But like you said, Sushi, more stream, more juice. Excellent attitude. And that is another thing, Sushi. You are quite close to being Zealot rank. So if you can break that by the end of tonight, yes, that'll be very impressive. You can boast that all. We have got this little topper here. Perhaps I'll just finish that off and do the same for the other side. There we are. So how are we thinking about that, Agent 17's wife? Since you're our resident colour expert. It's a good bit of colour down the bottom. Could maybe add a little bit more in the middle there. I wanted to see 50 followers. Well, Christ, how many followers are we even on? We've got to be somewhat close. But yeah, I'll certainly be continuing for just a little bit longer, but maybe not too longer. Very good, thank you. So now I've just got to add in something, anything. Maybe a bit more random patterns like I'm so used to. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for inspiration, just a tad of it, this entire building would just be covered in terrible, terrible patterns. But I don't know. There's always a chance that this one will be the good one. We'll see, shall we? We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just it's less about adding in something beautiful every time, more about breaking up the monotonous colours. Even something simple just like that can do the job. Although this is getting quite extravagant. I think when I was thinking of first doing this this face, I was never expecting it to become quite so extravagant looking, but hey ho, it certainly does well. I've just got to figure out what to do with the more of this top half. It is quite something. Oh dear, we look at something else. And once again, we have the top HFC there. Roblox is better. Yes, I have certainly heard people say that Roblox is better. As well as people hopping into the stream, play Fortnite. It's like, no. No, I will not play Fortnite. Oh dear. Castles are boring. I see no castles. There are no castles. How dare you, sir? How dare you insult my cathedral by calling it a castle? Oh dear. This is gonna become like a mirror of last night, isn't it? Be fucking weird. There we go, just add in the rest of these little design choices. I don't know how you want your name to be said. Is it... I want to call you Halic, but there's a 1 there. Is that even close? Did I make all of this? Yes, I made every last block. Since there might be a few people watching, in case you're wondering, there is a hell of a lot more to see on this server. A hell of a lot more to see. So, yep. Every last block was placed by me, just in case you're wondering. And it is a labour of 3 years to actually create what's on screen. So this isn't even the majority of it. This is probably just the largest city on the server, but we're only working on the cathedral right now. So there you go. Oh dear. I truck fools followed. Sorry, just tapping out for a quick second there. But yeah, we're trying to figure what we put in the little spots here. We could certainly go for a little bit of a red touch up, something like that. But I don't want to go for anything too drastic. Oh, Sushi. Jesus.
Okay.
He did all of this and still has a girlfriend. Considering how much I'm annoying my girlfriend tonight, I probably won't for long. Love you. Oh dear. Yeah, Agent 17 has created a purgatory. All these electrical longboard people keep coming back that I'm just missing that. iTruck Fools, thank you so much for the follow. Maybe I should check. How close are we? Can someone... Agent 17, would you mind telling me how many followers we're at? We're quite close. We're quite close. Yeah, just go add in a tiny few bit more details here. I'm thinking we might, actually, maybe we need a bit more, contrast with the white. That's definitely what I'm thinking. You can tell me if this, just doesn't go, but, it is worth a shot. It is definitely worth a shot. just in these little barren areas here. 49, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well then, perhaps tonight is, is the night. Unless I go on a barren spell. And don't get any more followers, this is where I stay forever. Stuck at 49. Oh dear. Be literally hell on earth considering how hot it is right now, Jesus. There we are. And we can start to bring that back, I do believe. Do that. Yeah, that just adds a little bit more contrast and sort of ties in with the rest of the white statues that I have kicking about the facade there. Yeah, Sushi, sometimes it does take a little while to update. It can be strange. In fact, on my Streamlabs, it still says I have like, it'll probably say 50 now because I think someone unfollowed. I don't know why they'd ever do such a thing, but yeah. So, I'll probably say 50 now. Strangely enough. But just trying to get the last of this, oh dear, this facade out of the way. And go and add that last little bit in. And maybe we'll even add a little bit more red, because I know Agent 17's wife is digging the red colours. There we are. Just a little bit more. And my phone is just about dying as well. Oh, all the good things are happening tonight. Oh dear. But certainly. See if we can add this last little bit in here. We've got to make sure we stop the correct distance. That'll be 2 away. And it'll be this one, won't it? Or even here. Going this way? Which way are we going? Where are the teeth? Yeah, close enough. Close enough. What have we got down there? I'm not gonna lie, I'm finding it hard to keep an eye on chat. My phone is deciding to lock its screen many a time. The ad is killing you. Oh, pray, pray. Ripping pepperonis. Just give me a little second while I fix something. I'd much rather my phone just died rather than keep locking screen. There we are. Back to chat, back to reality. Try and get this last little bit done. Mr. Ad, you have gone too far. Yeah, you get that. You get that ad till KY Cooks 2014. I don't know why I like that name. It's a good one. There we are, adding the last few. Actually, this is where we're going to come down and do my incredibly strange design here. I don't know, it works. It works. It could be worse. It certainly could be worse. Trust me, it could be. Oh, I have flown into this building. Ah, the balcony. Best place to gaze a look upon the cathedral. Still got to add 2 more of those little bits in there. Suppose we'll just have them fly down there. Then it'll be this area here where it starts to go. It'll actually be this way, won't it? Very strange. Oh dear. And Wyvernistic goes, oh, the quality in the FPS. Absolutely, I would not deny you that fact. Unfortunately, my internet is absolutely terrible. Most people come for the commentary, not for the graphics, as is quite evident. I mean, Christ, come for the graphics if you want, but you're not going to find much glory there, are we? And perhaps the buildings. The buildings aren't too bad. Come on, people. Don't judge me too harshly. I try hard, okay? I try hard. Yeah, my internet is absolutely rubbish. Come on, I'm working on it. I am working on it. One day, people, one day we'll be streaming this beautiful monstrosity in 4K. I would make promises, but damn, that costs a lot of money, probably. Or would it? I don't know. See, you people on the continent and who live in the Americas, you take your internet for granted. There are many places that just don't have that basic right. The basic right of good internet connection. Yeah, someone get like the UN on the phone or something. We're gonna need to petition them. Make internet quality a new human right. There we are. Just a single red block. I don't know, I wanted to see whether the red would take away, but actually it might be nice having a little red in the extremities there. Maybe we'll just add a little bit more, just to help things along. I couldn't even get 2 R's in it, so bad. Jesus. Would it be too much if I completely filled it in red? Would that be too much? I don't know, maybe we can give it a go. Oh, Sushi's gone to lurk. Oh, goodbye. So sad. Well, actually, Sushi's actually got a stream coming up, I think. So once I go off, we can join him. I think he's playing KOTOR. That'll definitely be something I'll be watching, because I do love me some Knights of the Old Republic. One of the best RPGs, I think, of my childhood, or any generation, to be honest. Try and get into this, the wee nooks and crannies. Right, Agent 17's wife, you can tell me, is the red going to be too much? Maybe I will try on 1/2. I'm not sure. It's not looking like it'll be too much, but it's certainly going to be colourful. A lot more colourful than I was planning to make anything. But perhaps that is the price I do pay. Oh, I'm just going to destroy that. Stuff it. Why bother? Why bother? Oh, and there's one more. There's one more that's hiding away from me. And we can see whether this is actually going to work or not. You can tell me that. I think I'm just going to break it on this half and then go around to the other side, because honestly this is starting to get a little bit annoying. Trying to actually get around it. And there we are. Donkey. Oh, and we have a donkey, but I don't see any donkey in chat. ZYX31, thank you so much for the follow. I think you may have been my 50th follower. So thank you so much for that. Right, and may ye be faithful. If you enjoy what you see, please come back. I promise one day I'll sort out these quality issues. But you can tell me, Agent 17's wife, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? Yes, the left half looks good. Definitely continue it on. See how we do. There we are. All nice and good. I think that's the dubious thing, because if you look at like my computer specs with the command, it's like they're not amazing. Like you don't look at my computer specs and go, wow. But certainly there's no hardware that I'm using that is not capable of streaming. The only problem is my internet is horrible. The only workaround that isn't going to cost a good bit of money is maybe trying to see whether I can phone up my internet company, or provider rather, and see if I can get them to up my upload speed. Because currently the upload speed is something horrific, like Christ, what was it? It was like 800 kilobytes per second or something like that. Or I can't remember, because it's all weird with internet. Sometimes it's all in bits, sometimes it's not. The bytes or bits or whatever. I'm not a particularly knowledgeable person. Not in that field. Oh dear. And Christ, that should be us done. Yeah. Oh dear. So what do we think? That's pretty much the facade finished. How do we enjoy that? Is that good? I'm liking it. It's, like I said, it's a lot more colourful than what I was expecting to build. I certainly wasn't expecting to go full hog fantastical like this, but it's nice. It is definitely nice. I know it's a bit more colourful. Yeah, it's just that I was too stubborn. I was trying to keep it in keeping with the rest of the church. You know, the rest of the cathedral's really bland. I like it that way though, I'm not gonna lie. I suppose this is like the main face though, so it's kind of meant to be the one that is extravagant. But darn, it doesn't half flaunt itself, does it? Yeah, I actually really like this design, to be fair. That is quite nice. Especially like when you get up really close, it looks very daunting. Very imposing as well. But it needed some colour. Yes, perhaps it did. Okay, that's pretty much us at the end of the stream then, I suppose. I mean, there's not, the rest can be more bland, but the front needed colour. Yes, this is the entrance, essentially. You know, it has to have colour, doesn't it? This is where, they've really got to put in the effort. But I think it's nice. The perfect test is also always to go for the, donkey, but nothing in chat. Wow, I am going to try and pronounce your name. The Ushwishjish. There you go. The Ushwishjish. That is your name. Thank you so much for the follow. I don't know if you are 50 or 51, but I think people, we have hit it. We just might have hit the enough followers for affiliate. In which case, congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. I could not have done it without you. Your loyal viewership, despite my absolute terrible internet quality and sometimes goofy way of talking about things. I do hope you enjoy it, and enjoy it for a long time to come, because I am enjoying myself far too much to stop. But yes, one side of the cathedral is done. All we've got to do is hop around to the other side, do that, but I can probably do that off camera. Because honestly, it's literally going to be a mirror image, except for the fact that some of the finer details will be done. And then, simply get this back end done. Oh, I know, Mayhem. That is a problem. It's the same problem that Sushi has. I think he may have just hit the 3 average viewers, but a lot of people have plenty of followers, but it's the average viewers that they have trouble with. I was incredibly lucky, and I'm so honoured by the fact that I have a group of followers who are actually consistently watching. But I'm sure you'll get to learn how blessed I am once you spend a little bit of time on the Discord. They're mad, but love every last one of them. There we go. Probably just gonna go to an end screen and I'll say all my lovely goodbyes. It's a good way to end the stream there. A very good way to end the stream. Thank you so much for coming along with me, being here for the trip, while we finally finish the facade of the cathedral. We can get on to some of the interesting, juicy design now that we can take a wee look at the back of it. Oh, mine went from 33 to 67, so need a stream done later. Yeah. 74 followers, man, lovely. But yeah, honestly, Mayhem, we are more than happy to help you out with that. I'm sure we can catch one of your streams at least. All it takes is a few streams with something like 8 average viewers, and that'll bring it right up. But yeah, we're just gonna go on to a this little BRB stream. I'm thinking one of these days I'm actually gonna create like kind of like that. 51 it's at according to this. Well. One of these days I'm gonna have a goodbye screen with some lovely new art. I do love this art. It's absolutely ridiculous. I literally said to the guy, I literally said to the guy, could you draw a knight with a sentient orange head? And Christ, I wouldn't be surprised if he honestly thought I was insane. Oh, I should raid Sushi. I totally should. Collared by Heblum. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Hey, how are you? Oh Christ, you've literally popped in right as I'm ending the stream. Oh no. Collared by Heblum. If you want to see some brilliant Minecraft designs, please comment again. Lol, close enough. Do you know what? Just for you, since you've commented twice, you've made the effort. I'm gonna go back onto Minecraft for just a minute and show you around, because I am a stickler. I am a stickler for showing people around my world. We're gonna quickly fly over the town of Halfsburg, because frankly that's not what we're here for. It's Brondholm. It's the beautiful city of Brondholm. Thanks, lol. Yes, I'll do a few more minutes just for you, since you commented twice. That's what I like to see, someone who's willing to interact. It's fantastic. Yeah, this is Brondholm, the main city of the server. Loads of lovely things to see. And if we just keep flying around, keep going, we'll eventually come to the prize and jewel of the city, which is the cathedral, which we were just finishing this face of. But usually I show people from the front, because I've not had such a lovely face to show them. If I can ever get a bit more speed on myself, Jesus. It's tough using a controller sometimes. But yeah, this is the main cathedral of the main city of the main server. Christ, main server. Perhaps one day we'll branch out. There'll be a complete universe of this thing. But yeah, It is a shame that you've missed it, otherwise I would give you a full tour, but unfortunately I'm just getting off. So, I'll just quickly fly around so you can catch a glimpse at least at every last little bit that there is. I apologize. Ah. Dear. Yeah, I don't know if people who are watching actually even like Minecraft, but even if you don't, I like to think that I've got some interesting designs that even someone who doesn't enjoy Minecraft can look at and go, that looks pretty. That's my #1 goal. Just get a, Yeah, positive, not a negative, And, Agent 17, could you tell me, how do I raid? Is it the / function? Coloured by Heblum, thank you so much. Def looks great. Well, absolutely thank you for the comment. You are lucky. You know, if unfortunately, I absolutely love having people lurking in the background of the stream, but it's when people comment like that, that's when I'm willing to go above and beyond. Possibly. Should we try it then? Christ, I don't know if that actually works. I don't think it's a command. I think it will be the / function. I want to say it's the / function. Come on then, come on. Everyone raid sushi. Thank you, Coloured by Heblum. If you want to see more, please come back to our stream. I'm sure I can give you a private tour, and yeah, you can have plenty of fun. So you can follow and even join my Discord if that would interest you. There'll be plenty more of these streams, trust me. Oh, we got 10 raiders in there, come on. Oh, that's so good. And then I can end my stream.